Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Adriana Cotero. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Marpy Public Land is set to get new management. We have the scoop. Also tonight, Department of Finance is before senators discussing the overtime pay. And a bail has been modified for a man trafficking meth. In sports, move over, a new generation of tennis players are taking over. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
Get a load of this! Here's your chance to win cold hard cash with Docomo Pacific's prepaid giveaway. For a limited time only, get a chance to win cash and cool Docomo Pacific gear every time you load $5 worth of Docomo Pacific prepaid. Every Friday, we'll reward 5 winners with $50 and one grand prize of $250 to one lucky person. Every $5 worth of prepaid load gets you an automatic entry. Load more and get more chances to win with Docomo Pacific's prepaid giveaway. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Bubblegum Shrimp Company opens daily at 11 a.m. Located on Beach Road in the heart of Garapan.
Hafa-day to your Wami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Thursday, April 25th, 2019. The Commonwealth Casino Commission held their monthly meeting at the Joe Tenkizu Library, where Imperial Pacific International CNMI provided an update. Our Ashley McDowell has the details and on site. Ashley?
That's right, Adrian. I'm here at the casino project site. In the meeting, there was some positive news release within the progress report, but there is also some concerns, specifically with Imperial Pacific International CNMI's taxes.
Yeah, I'm hearing we're not paying our taxes. That's not true. We paid all of our taxes. We've actually, since we've been here, our BGRT in cash, we paid about $155 million in BGR taxes, cash, since we've been here. So when you see our receivables and how much the VIPs come and they're not paying us back, and it didn't affect the island. The island got $155 million in cash, in tax. So the couple of months that people are saying we're behind, it's actually meeting with our accountants. There was some credits that we had coming to us doing our taxes. And that's all that the conversation was about. So we're finalizing, what does that mean? You know, do we have credits coming? Do we not? Once we get that answer, which we're getting the answer this week, then we'll go back and continue to pay what's due.
IPI CNMI CEO Mark Brown says business is way down, but with the new plans being released to bring back construction workers and open up a part of the hotel, they foresee more customers coming to the island, bringing more revenue for the casino, creating more taxes for the island.
That's the goal, but you have to get there, and it takes one step at a time. The government's working very, very hard, to help all the businesses on the island, not just us. The commission's very supportive. They know that, IPI is a big, obviously, however, if you love us or hate us or like us or whatever, it's a huge part of this island. So if we're successful, the entire island's successful. Every business, not just the government taxes. Everybody's hotel, everybody's businesses, restaurants, bars flourish because we just keep bringing more people here.
Also, in speaking with IPI CNMI CEO Brown, he tells me another agreement they are looking forward to is managing the Marpy land for the next year.
Another piece of good news that we have is we just from DPL were announced that we are receiving the management agreement for Mariana's Resort. So what we mentioned before, if that ever does take place, we will reach out to the staff that was there on the island to help us, run the resort, the golf course, all those things. So we received a letter that we're going to manage that property. We're still working out the details of the agreements.
IPI will take over the management agreement for the whole property, including the golf course.
We'll take over the entire facility. So it includes the golf course, the Mariana's Resort, the go-kart area, the pool, all those things, the entire site.
With plans to start management in mid-May.
This is step one. Let us be, we're not going to go into any plans that, I want to make sure that we actually get it and what the details are. And like I said, we have to sit down with DPL and discuss exactly what the agreement is. So we received a letter that we were selected. Now it's step one. Step two is what exactly is expected of us. That's what we're trying to find out.
And Brown says IPI has an ultimate goal to not just continue to manage the property, but to take over the Marpy land lease.
Our goal is not to continue leasing the property for years to come. Our goal is to get the piece of land that we will start all of our phases. So hopefully this is not going to take a year to take place. So we're managing starting in May. Hopefully, for me, 90 days. Hopefully we're granted the entire site, and then we can move on with our partners and go into our phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, as our plan was years ago, and still is. So that's our whole goal, was to get this piece of land so we can move forward, not just have the Garapan site. Also, our partners, our investors are all waiting for that for more than 2 years now. Yes. So that also, monies from there help us actually complete Garapan. So it's all different pieces of a puzzle that are coming together.
Again, this is an operational agreement for managing the once Mariana's Resort and Spa facility and surrounding recreational areas, with the long-term Marpy land lease open for all applicants. Reporting for KSPN2, I'm Ashley McDowell. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Ashley. And we speak with the Department of Public Lands Acting Secretary Marianne Concepcion Terragezu for further information on the Marpy land lease. Here are the details.
Right now, we recently had an an ITB for operators agreement. DPL published this a month ago, and it closed on April 12th.
And within the past couple weeks, the Department of Public Lands has reviewed the evaluation packets that include 2 submissions for the operator's agreement of the Marpy land, otherwise known as the previous Mariana's Resort and Spa.
This is not the lease. This is a 1 year up to 2 years, just so that we have an operator in place and the facility can reopen.
And that is to operate the entire facility?
Yes, the golf course, the hotel, the racetrack,
and the pool.
It all falls in together.
The 2 proposals that came in were from Grand Mariana, which Imperial Pacific International CNMI is under, and the second is Micronesia Resort Incorporated that Kensington Hotel is under.
We have an evaluation team that reviewed and vetted. So in the operator's agreement, it's very separate and very different from the lease. We are moving forward with negotiations for the lease. We look forward to publishing an intent to lease probably in June. And then that's the long term.
That's for the long term.
That's for the long term. For the short term, we are, like I said, we just selected for the operator's agreement, sent it up to the AG's office, and they are vetting the documents right now.
The selected operator, that is Grand Mariana's, is awaiting final approval from the Attorney General's office. The long-term lease is planned to be advertised in June and open to anybody. Reporting for KSPN2 News, I'm Adriana Cotero. In discussing the Marpy land lease, Terragezu informs that the pool lawsuit that was filed against DPL and the government was dismissed by Judge Naranja on the bench in February. Hyatt Regency Saipan and Fiesta Resort and Spa are 2 other hotels on island that are facing uncertainty, and DPL says they are in negotiations with both.
Fiesta has already submitted 2 appraisals as required by Public Law 2084. They expire in the next 2 years, Hyatt and Fiesta. So we've rolled up our sleeves and are working hard to ensure that we get an operator before the actual expiration. So Public Law 2084 allows us to negotiate with them already. Unlike prior to where Camp Pacific lease ended. The Constitution clearly said 40 years is 40 years, period. After that, the legislature has helped and passed Public Law 2084.
And news from the legislature, the Senate Committee on Executive Appointments and Government Investigations holds a public hearing for the governor's nominee for the Department of Finance Acting Secretary David Attelig. The lawmakers raised many questions, a main concern being the overtime pay. Take a listen.
I'm going to touch on the 2.5 overtime payment. I'm sure that the other members will have their specific questions on this issue. And I know, correct me if I'm wrong, those payments are sourced from our general fund. How many total employees have not received payment, and how much would it cost to pay off these employees?
This question is raised by Senator Vinnie Sablon. And in response, Acting Secretary and Governor's appointee nominee David Attelig for the Department of Finance says this.
Our FEMA reimbursements for the 2.5, yes, it does come from the general fund. We have a project worksheet of about $8.8 million expended for Typhoon 2.5 overtime. What was paid was, or what was reimbursed was around 4.4 million. The remaining amounts is still to be reimbursed. These reimbursements had hit a snag in terms of the personnel or the payroll timesheet issues.
Timesheet issues that include the clocking of hours for the overtime pay, explains Attelig.
There were several, as I was told, there were several submission of overtime pay where a person was charging overtime for 4 days in a row without any sleep. So how does that look like?
As federal law says, no more than 16 hours a day.
So those caught the attention of FEMA and questioned, and so a whole batch had to be reviewed, payroll or person by person, by timesheet, as well as now requiring and asking for actual time clock timesheets or real proof of actual time in and time out.
Causing a delay in reimbursements.
To date, there's been a lot of reimbursements, but rarely to the general fund. And the general fund received less than $5 million of reimbursements. We have close to $20 million in expenses from the general fund for FEMA-related expenses. So we're still waiting for these reimbursements to the general fund.
And Attelig confirms that not all frontline employees in government agencies have received their 2.5 overtime payment.
We all know the recent publicized listing of higher echelon government employees and government executives that have received their 2.5 payments, and we have to address that. If the hours were due to them, okay, fine, we understand that. I personally would have expected that the frontline employees would be prioritized for payment before these higher level paid executives in the government.
Reporting for KSPN2 News, I'm Adriana Cotero. In court, a male has a bail modification for trafficking and possessing meth. 30-year-old Gordon Castro is being charged with count 1 of trafficking of a controlled substance and count 2 of illegal possession of a controlled substance, crystal meth, also known as ice. Today in court, Associate Judge Wesley Bogdan reduced Castro's bail to $2,000 cash, which is 10% of the sum of his $20,000 bail. Castro is also released to a third-party custodian, being his sister, and is sentenced to 24-hour house arrest and random drug test. A status conference is set for May 16, 2019 at 9 a.m. Coming up, we take a look back on a devastating moment in the CNMI history. Don't go away, this story is next.
Get your daily serving of 4G LTE data with IT&E's daily prepaid plans. Choose from the best priced plans in the Marianas. Get 1 gigabyte of data for $2.50 a day or choose a $1.50 or $2 plan. Need more data? Top up. Get 100 megabytes for $1 or 1 gigabyte for $10. Visit any IT&E store or call us to learn more and ask about our prepaid loyalty plan. IT&E. Explore your world.
You deserve more. I know it's been hard. Come on, let's go for a ride.
Hi, welcome to Dow Rent to Own.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now this feels like home.
Dial Rent to Own, making lives better since 1987.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. It's been half a year, 6 months, since Super Typhoon U2 struck our home. Resiliency and recovery, 2 words that continue to be said since the beginning. And today, KSPN invites you to join us as we reflect back to that beginning and see how far we've come. This is Sights and Sounds by video journalist Delbert Camacho. I'm going to give everyone a look at this, and I just want everyone to keep in mind that this is just one person, one family that is dealing with the situation. There are many in this community right now on this island, Tinian, in the Marianas, all together, that are homes look just like this. This is Saul's house.
You know this container?
Okay, now
there's a bed on the top, inside. It stays under to the ground. 1 o'clock I move this area. I guide my wife to go inside close to the freezer.
Are you gonna try and rebuild this house?
Yeah.
But it could take months, huh?
Yeah.
How long do you think it would take?
Maybe a couple of months.
The family tells me they just finished fixing the house and replacing the roof due to damages from Typhoon Sodolor when Super Typhoon U2 came and ripped all that away.
It's hard to leave our house even if there's nothing left, so we can only hope for the best and try our best to fix it.
After the whole roof is ripped off of the house and furniture is displaced everywhere, the family has one room left that they are able to sleep in. It's this room right here.
I witnessed the window breaking and pressure like about to pop my eardrums. And there's about 20 people in that same house who felt the exact same thing.
This was once a home before the walls and the roof came down.
This room. This
restroom?
This room. This other side the restroom. This room. This one is the room.
What was this area that came down?
This area.
Is that like your living room?
No, living room. This two. This one like two pala.
It's not just one family. It's all families here on Tinian, where the walls and the roof of their homes came crashing down.
All this one is made of tin.
So you watched from that home?
Yes.
You saw your house completely go
no
down.
more.
I was shocked and I didn't expect that the typhoon would be this strong.
This tent that was put up a day ago is now their home.
I've never been so scared in my life. Hey, I'm this age right now, but I've never experienced this bad weather.
This is the house that Maria Castro was in while Super Typhoon U2 was sweeping over Tinian. Maria tells us that she went room to room, but no matter what room that she went into, the destruction just kept getting worse.
I went to the window, drove my car, tried to run over to the mayor's office, and then I'm sorry.
And this right here is the car that Marie Castro was in when the object fell onto the car, as you can see. And she made it out untouched.
I am looking for this guy because I owe him my life. He's the one who rescued me. He was holding his door to take me out of that car to bring me over to the mayor's office. And thank God. If he's around, please take Maria Castro because I owe him my life and I have to appreciate.
Talofa. Coming up, the NMI tennis team for the Samoa Pacific Games is selected. KSPN2 serves up sports next. Talofa.
Get more, do more with Docomo Pacific. Enjoy endless local calls and SMS with 30 gigabytes of data for only $59 a month. Sign up today and get a Samsung J6 smartphone free. Connect with the familia, share your moments with your primos, and celebrate the Marianas way every day. The possibilities are endless. On the fastest network that gives you more. Docomo! Now available at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Some conditions apply.
You know the rules. Eggs and sausage, hotcakes and butter. Morning fare, right? Well, McDonald's has thrown away those rules and opened a new world of possibilities. Now you're free to start enjoying the breakfast you love anytime you wish. No way. Yes way. Introducing McDonald's new all-day breakfast menu. Once you changed how you ate breakfast. It's time to start changing when.
Visit American Memorial Park, one of Saipan's leading visitor attractions. Open 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The visitor center is located in Garapan, just a short walk from most hotels. This U.S. National Park honors the American and Marianas people who lost their lives in World War II during the Marianas campaign. Entrance is free. Take time to view the main film, to learn about the Battle of Saipan, walk through the extensive and fascinating museum exhibits. Don't forget to stop by the museum gift shop, which offers unique and exclusive merchandise. All proceeds are donated to the park's education program. Come discover the American Memorial Park.
Summer is here. Have some fun at Marianas Trekking inside the Mariana Resort. Feel the speed at the Seaside Circuit. Trek to the rugged Forbidden Island. Ride a buggy or ATV on our off-road adventure. Go stand-up paddleboarding. Whack balls at the driving range. Or pitch or putt on the short course. It's all at Saipan's premier and homegrown adventure company, Marianas Trekking. Book online at marianastrekking.com or come see us inside the Mariana Resort.
Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, now going on 3 decades, the CNMI Junior Tennis Championships continue to propel young players to higher levels, readying them for international play this summer. The DFS Championships concluded Sunday with the finals. American Memorial Park, home of the DFS Junior CNMI Tennis Championships. Boys U18 finals, Robbie Shore in the far court being tested by Jimin Wu, 2 years younger. Jimin serving to Robbie's forehand. The returns until Shore goes long. Was it long? The video referee confirms the ball was out.
Robbie's turn to serve, and he gets the point when Jimin goes into the net of no return. Robbie takes first set 6-1. Robbie dropped the second set 4-6 before stunning Jimin in the third 6-2 for the title. Sean Lee and White taking on the U16's final against Sam Ryu. These two joined as a team to win the doubles. In the singles, it was Sean Lee 6-love, 6-4. U12 boys, Jungyeo Hwang in the far court, enjoying his Sunday afternoon against Nasen Wessel. The score, 6-love, 6-1. Hwang representing the future, the NMI tennis with skills already, and he's only 12. National coach Jeff Reyes, who is developing this new generation of players, included junior winners on the national team that's going to Samoa this summer for the Pacific Games. Robbie Shore continues to climb the ranks in the Pacific region. He will be tested. Malika Miyawaki, who won the CNMI Girls U18 Championships, better have her passport ready. Colin Sinclair, a professional born and raised on Saipan who migrated to Australia, will be a gold medal hopeful for the NMI. Bobby Cruz, a veteran national player with international experience. Carol Lee, the top junior in the Pacific, and when she teams up with Sinclair in the mixed doubles, that's another medal opportunity. Isabel Harris, a former national junior player, is now competing at the college level at the States, a welcome addition to the squad. The seventh member is Tanya Tan, who comments on this new generation of players that she saw at the junior championships over the weekend.
I think we're improving. There's a lot of little ones coming up. They've been practicing a lot. There's the North Pacific Regional Championships coming up, so I think our team would do well.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw.
Today's high 89, the heat index 96, the low 80. That's the highest low of the year. Humidity 62%. Tomorrow, well, more of the same. High 89, low 78. Seas moderate. Sunrise 5:56, sunset at 6:33.
So Bob, it's been half the year, 6 months since you two.
Yeah, you know, and Saipan is so beautiful, but there's just these pockets of just really ugliness, and you can't avoid it. So you see something that's really pretty and everything that's kind of like marred in this, and we're seeing these poles being replaced. So 6 months, we are still very much in the recovery stage.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, people are still living out of tents. You head to the
yeah,
south,
hopefully they
everywhere.
get those houses fixed. I don't think you want to be living in a tent during typhoon season. And we're getting at the end of April here, so we're only a few months, only like 3 or 4 months away from typhoon season. So
that's true, very true. But we have come, pretty far.
Oh, we've come pretty far, still a lot of people still got a long way to go.
Definitely, I know. I was just speaking with Ashley, and it's so whenever we were going through that and reporting on all these stories, it was almost like a blur because it was just going by so fast, so constant. But
well, it was an experience you never had before, totally unexpected. So everything was new. Everything was fresh back then. Yeah.
It was. All right. Well, thank you all for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.
Good night.